What's up, religious folk and atheists? Welcome back to the most accepting show on the internet. The only show where everyone gets shit on, including myself. I'm a fag. So anyways, I was strolling around on the internet like I usually do, trying to find the best content to show you guys. And usually I have to pick between 3 or 4 different videos or topics to talk about, because you know I can't make a video on all of them. Well, anyways, I had a topic picked out for you guys, but that's when I went on Twitter and I found the trending hashtag MUSLIMBAN. That's right, Trump did it. He did what he promised to put into action in his campaign. The suspension of entry by an issuance of visas to nationals of certain countries appears to apply to at least Iran, Iraq, Syria, and Sudan. Libya, Yemen, and Somalia also may fall under the suspension, depending on how the rule is interpreted. All our Muslim-majority countries are in many ways troubled because of war, terrorist activity, or general instability. The suspension is due to last at least 90 days, but for some, the likelihood is that the suspension will last much longer because Trump is demanding that other countries cooperate with the United States on providing information about their citizens. Some of the countries for whom the visa issuance is suspended do not have the capacity to share that material, or, like Iran, do not have diplomatic ties with America. US officials have long used other measures to vet foreign nationals from these countries. And this is when the hillbillies are fighting the legbeards over social justice. But no, the government's actually doing it. Trump signed the policy, and now Muslims are banned from immigrating to the United States. And any Muslim that wants to enter the United States has to have special permission or extra documentation. We're actually not sure of the whole process yet. Now, as you guys know, I fucking hate politics. I absolutely despise it because everyone has their own dick to take care of when it comes to their own opinions. I don't give a fuck. I promise you, I'm unbiased because I said so. I don't care if you think I'm rightist, leftist, whatever the fuck, uppist, downist. I don't care. I really don't. I'm just gonna give you my own personal opinion. But that's not unbiased. I really don't give a fuck. So far, anything that's happened in politics has not affected me. I'm still making the same old shitty videos. I'm still living the same old dumb life. So until then, I don't care what little sheep have to say about me or what I think. This is what I think. This whole operation is backwards and corrupt. No, not the policy. It's what's going on behind the lines. I mean, look at Mike Pence, the vice president. No matter how much power the vice president has in politics, which is like none, you would think that the vice president's opinion is actually valuable, because it is. I mean, this is the guy that replaces Donald Trump just in case anything bad happens to him. This is what he said on Twitter just over a year ago. Calls to ban Muslims from entering the US are offensive and unconstitutional. Now today on both of his Twitters, there's not a peep about anything going on with a Muslim ban. You know, I'm sure he changed his mind now that he has a specific place in power, you know? I mean, you won't want to have any strange bedfellows, right? Now, I'm not saying that this policy is inherently terrible. I mean, there are some things wrong with it. But I'm saying this corruption of office is terrible, right? You have people agreeing with an ideology that they previously wouldn't have agreed with, but now that they have a powerful position in office, they suddenly agree with these policies. I think it's important to defend the United States, let alone any country, from a threat. And I really do think that requiring extra documentation from certain people in certain countries is important. But I really don't think you should outright ban immigration from people in these countries. By doing this, you're keeping families separated, denying a quality of life, and denying a desire to be part of the American dream. That's not what our Statue of Liberty is for, fucktards. Especially when millions of Muslims came together to protest Muslim extremist terrorist organizations. The act of a few evil, corrupt people that call themselves Muslims does not define what a billion other Muslims actually do in their daily lives. Also, with only 19% of white people advocating for a Muslim ban in the United States, you can imagine that a possible 81% of white people would be confused and angry that the government would do this. You could also deduce that those 19% of white Americans are incredibly happy because they view Muslims in a very negative light. What you have here are road signs in Saudi Arabia outside of the city of Mecca. Some rightists will believe that just because you're not Muslim and you can't enter Mecca, you know, a very holy and very sensitive city in Saudi Arabia, it has something to do with the United States foreign policy. It doesn't, because anyone can enter the country of Saudi Arabia. Anyone can. You don't have to be Muslim to be in Saudi Arabia. You just can't enter the extremely sensitive and holy cities of Mecca and Medina. Besides all of that, there are plenty of atheists and Christians and other religions that enter Mecca and Medina anyways, because it's very, very easy to lie about your religion. Which comes to another point. Within this new policy, the United States only accepts 50,000 Syrian refugees, and there's a specific priority in this policy to only accept refugees that are Christian or a religion other than Islam. I mean, this just sounds really discriminatory. I mean, I'm sorry. I can't accept this. I can't back this policy. I can't say anything great about this policy. Muslims are going to enter America any way they seem fit. It does not mean mean they're terrorists. It's extremely easy to lie that you're a Christian. It's very easy. It's quite easy to reject this policy because there are plenty of scenes like this that go silent to the media. There are thousands, millions of innocent people dying in the Middle East just because they were born in the wrong area. Do you really think that millions upon millions of Muslims are in these Islamic extremist groups willing to blow themselves up at any minute? I don't think anyone in the right mind would blow themselves up. Honestly, I understand where the right is coming from with this policy, and I do agree with them in some things. I really do agree that people from certain areas like Iran and Iraq, they need to provide more documentation than a normal person outside of their countries would have to provide to come into the United States. But I don't think we should ban immigration. I don't think we should impose stipulations on people who have family. They have family here in the United States. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. The greatest threat in America is not terrorism. The last official attack on American soil, according to the government, is 9/11. And that's not counting San Bernardino. That's not counting the nightclub shooting in Florida. There are thousands of people dying in America from drug crimes. Thousands of people dying in America from stupid people that are wielding guns. It doesn't mean we should take guns away. It doesn't mean that we should impose stricter drug laws, but we should be implementing our time on the things that are actually affecting America right now instead of this shit. Anyways, I'm sorry that this video kind of went downhill very fast, kind of got serious there, but we'll be back to our normal programming tomorrow. Thank you so much. If you have any suggestions for me, please leave it in the comments below. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing, and as you know, I'll be back tomorrow with some more fresh content, and I will see you then. Thank you very much.